In 2005, Michael Jackson stood trial, accused of molesting a 13-year-old boy. After 5 months, Michael was found not guilty on all counts.
So what I think was remarkable is that during the trial in 2005, you were in that courtroom every single day.
Yes.
What was that like for you?
Well, it wasn't hard for me because it was my baby that was going on trial, and I know he was innocent. Mm-hmm. The hardest thing was the jury. Would the jury believe it? Would they send him to jail? Mm-hmm. That was so hard. And I prayed for the truth. I said, if they only knew the truth, he would walk out of that courthouse. And it happened. Mm-hmm. But I can't talk. Isn't that awful how I can't talk about anything without crying because it was really a trying time.
It was a trying time.
For him and his life. That's how I felt. All his life he had to go through stuff like this, and they were just lying on him.
Mm-hmm. So did you ever, for one instant, ever think that there was a possibility that he could be guilty of molesting a child?
No, I never thought, because I knew he wouldn't. He loved children, and he was around children all the time, and that's the only way that these people, the ones out there that did it, they know who they are. I'm not calling any names. They know who they are. Mm-hmm. That's the only way they can make people believe that he did something, because he was around those children all the time. Mm-hmm. And Michael would always say, Mother, why are they accusing me of something I love the most? I'd rather slit my own wrist than to hurt a child. Mm-hmm. He would always say that.
How was he during that time? When we look back at tapes of that time, he does seem, you know, at some point coming into the courtroom kind of out of it, like maybe he was on drugs, who knows whether he was on drugs. And you remember that day he came in what looked like his pajamas and all of that?
Well, he came in his pajamas because he went to the hospital. He fell. He had fell because we got up before daybreak, and he fell, and so he had to be rushed to the hospital. And so we were going to be a little late. The judge said, if you don't get here within some time, that we're going to keep all the money that, I think it was like $3 million was his bail. And they were going to keep it all. Wasn't going to give it back to him. And so the lawyer called and told him, you get down here. So he came in his pajamas the way he went to that hospital.
Did that trial change him?
Yes, it did.
Tell me how.
Because he used to trust people. His problem was he trusted too much. And after that trial, he didn't trust anybody.
Really?
He would always tell me, Mother, I don't trust anybody. The only person I trust is you.
Coming up,
do you regret those strappings on your children?
Michael's father, Joe Jackson, and later, Michael's children.
What do you miss the most?